And welcome to Fun in the Country Basement for this Sunday, September 29th, 2019. Welcome each and every one of you guys for being here. Let's go ahead and we'll start with Chris's intro.
Hello, everyone. It is Sunday once again, Fun in the Country Basement. I am Chris Riley from this basement on the YouTubes. It's going to be a good day. We got some things happening here. Earth is getting closer and closer. Getting super excited. It's just good times all around. I'll let you take it, Walter.
Yeah, I'm Walter, Kuntry 3D. You can find me everywhere at Kuntry 3D, and I am excited for today because I have spent an exorbitant amount of time this week trying to get even close, but I have learned a lot, and we're going to share some of that today on Fun in the Country Basement. Glenn?
And everybody, I am Glenn from Fun King 3D, and we welcome each and every one of you guys for being here. Again, if you're tuning in for the first time in a couple of weeks, we stopped running through the list because there's just too darn many of y'all, but we do appreciate each and every one of you being here. I can be found everywhere at Fun King 3D, funking3d.com. If you care to play along with a little FKB Ingo, you can go to funcountrybasement.com and go all the way down to the bottom, and there's a link there to the bingo card, and that is interactive, no more Sharpie on your monitors. That's all I got. Guys, have a good day. Oh,
Am I pixelated again?
yeah, you're a little pixelated.
God dang it.
The wind must be blowing.
I think I farted.
And that pixelates you? Woo.
Wow.
You
I think it
pixelated
did.
all the time.
Yeah, that's not something a man wants to hear when he has to share a room with you.
I cannot believe how close to Earth we really are.
Hey, listen, so if Chris walks into Earth and he's pixelated, you know it was a bad night.
You know what happened.
Yeah, no beans or Mexican food for Walter beforehand.
We are what? All you can eat chili buffets.
We have a stream next weekend, and then that's it. We're at Earth.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, panic just set in. I kid you not. I am having an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Holy cow. And I have a lot to do between now and then.
I'll be right back.
And Walter's out. All right, everybody. That was a quick stream tonight. But so how's everybody doing? I mean, there is a whole bunch of you guys in here. 32 according to the stream deck. 38 according to StreamYard.
Excellent.
I guess I should get my chat down where I can see all of it. I never pulled up the main chat, so I can't really, I'm not going to get notifications, but 3D Jimmy said, Walter, if you'd farted, we would have seen the mushroom cloud.
All right, so Glenn, you're gonna be the judge and jury today, and along with the chat, I guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, we can let everybody put in a little input.
Because Chris Riley is getting ready to kick my butt in a Benchy printing contest.
Yeah, I don't know that that's true, but I am anxious to see the results of this. So,
all right, so what are we doing, Chris? We are simulating the Earth Benchy contest. Is that correct?
Correct. So we're not going. I mean, they did put out official rules, like a Word doc of how it's going to be judged, but the judging is kind of off the table at this point. So for us, so basically what Walter and I did was we spent a week trying to get Benchies down the best that they look, the fastest that we could print. We decided about, kind of a range that we would land in where maybe the tipping point is for both of our machines. We are both using the same machine. But so then it all came down to tuning G-code. How fast, how are you going to adjust your slicer to get down to that level and still look decent? So that's what we're going to attempt to go head to head today to see what the differences were in the way Walter did it and the way I did it.
Now there are slight differences because I am running through the MMU2 and you're running direct drive, correct?
Correct.
Which once mine gets to the nozzle, it should be direct drive, but my G-code has to change to let it know that it's an MMU2, so it releases that gear. I found that out the hard way today. So
And we are using different filaments. I will be using Prusament's, whatever their purple glitter color is called.
And I am using Prusament Red.
Okay, so we're way closer than I thought we'd be.
Well, I changed today. I was like, I need some, because, we talked about earlier in the week, we talked about the temperature differences.
Right.
Well, the PLA that I was using, I couldn't get anywhere close to what you were saying.
Okay.
Okay, so I opened up today, and that's another reason I told you I started over today with a whole new profile.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason was because I opened a brand new roll of Prusament, put it in the printer, and it will get down to close to what you said, not quite. I don't trust it quite enough to stick at the temperatures that you told me, but if you get it that, more power to you.
Well, this will be interesting because this will be my first attempt with Prusament. I have tried 3 different filaments, but not Prusament at this level. So
Okay.
we might end up with a failure right out of the gate on this one. I don't know.
Well, and you may not. Yours may be tuned so well and so squished to the bed that it sticks regardless, but
We'll see.
Now, you said earlier, and we'll get to it in just a second, these are taking 19 minutes. It's not like we're going to not finish a benchy in this window.
Yep.
So you said earlier that you were playing with settings that you played with a while back.
Right.
Now, let me ask you this. Since Prusa Slicer is new, are they named different? Or are they the same things that you were playing with in Slick 3R or in Cura or in whatever else you were using?
Yeah, no, a lot. So I came straight from Slick 3R all the way through. I started there basically. But there was a few different things around before that. But most of my time has been with the original Slick 3R, whatever the version was. And most of those settings are named the same. They came up all the way through. They've never been changed any. So yeah, it's basically just the stuff like flow rates and things like that I just haven't touched in a long time because once you have kind of a solid profile for a Cartesian machine, you don't go back and forth very often.
And who was it? Sean Gould said no cheating and pulling prints off or pulling out prints that you pre-printed. We both have cameras on our printer. You're all gonna see the prints done in real time. Glenn's leaving because we weren't talking to him.
No, because you keep saying Slick 3R.
Oh, and for those of you that missed my message the other day, I do have a benchy that was done in 6 minutes and some change. It's not really. I can see through it, so it's not real good, but it did complete and stayed on the bed and. Yeah, it's not really good though. So, me and Chris settled on let's do it quite in this time range, because if I did 29 minutes and 59 seconds, that's under 30 minutes, and you can get a perfect benchy in 29:59. That's what I've learned this week.
Yeah, they look pretty good, I have to say. Yeah,
I'd put them up next to pretty much anyone I've ever printed at 29:59.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that I could go down to like 0.05 layer height and print one for 25 hours and maybe get it a little better. But
if you could ever get it to complete, right?
Yeah, there you go. If you can get it to complete. All right, so you want to get your printer ready?
Yeah, let's preheat and we'll get going in that direction here.
Okay. All right, Glenn, you're on now.
Flame on. I like it. Glenn's talking, but I think his microphone is not working.
Was he talking? I'm not looking, so I
Can't hear
couldn't
you,
tell.
Glenn. Did you mute? Yeah, no?
Oh yeah, it's muted.
There you go.
Dang it, and that's a square in bingo.
We're already off to a pretty good start on bingo cards, actually.
Yeah. No, I you had made the comment about Flame On, and I said, "Why are you printing on an ANET A8?" I said, I'm so tired of the ANET fire jokes.
Yeah. Can't get enough of those.
All right, so I just unwrapped a brand new laptop, and all of a sudden on my desk there's a barcode sticker, and I don't know if it came off this laptop or something else. I've had this laptop for a week. I was supposed to have it ready to go for work tomorrow, and I didn't get there. I've been working on it's a jail, which is kind of cool to see how jails are built.
That's cool.
I want to check.
I'll tell you how it's built, but there's an NDA that I can't discuss the construction of it. But needless to say, you're not getting out of there very easily.
Excellent.
I want to see. I do not know why my picture is blurry today and it hasn't been for a while. Makes no sense. I don't understand that from time to time how it does what it does.
The cellular provider's waiting for their payment in benchies.
I guess, man.
They're like, this guy prints all these benchies and never sends us any.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see something here. I cancel this. Hold on just a second, Chris, and I'll be right back. Or y'all, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, these are nice. These are nice little laptops. This is the third one that we've bought. It's an Asus, and they're like $550. It's an. Shh! I didn't tell you could talk. Shut it. But yeah, it's a Core i5. It's got an SSD drive and a standard. It's got a terabyte. I think it's 256 SSD, and then it's got a terabyte standard drive.
I've been using an Asus laptop for a while now. It's one of the higher end ones, but I like it. It's all right.
Yeah, that's who I go to for all my main boards, and in fact, the monitors that I use, the 24-inch monitors, because they're long-term support. So, and then it's funny because one of the ladies at the office said, "Well, can I get like one of those bigger curved monitors?" And I'm like, "Nope, you'll continue to get 24-inch Asus monitors." Then when something goes wrong, I can swap it with another one exactly the same. Walter keeps going gray.
Well, I'm trying to get this correct.
Dave Avery said, "Better Walter."
So my setups are, we have Benchy today. So that red is really going to be really hard to see on that one, but the purple should be better. And then I also have this one so we can verify the time. Now, I'm not going to show the print in flight. That'll be a surprise.
That won't work. 60. Why?
I am not on Facebook, Jerry.
And good on you for it too. I've really considered just deleting my Facebook account.
I'm barely on Twitter. Come to think of it, yesterday was my Twitter anniversary.
Well, happy anniversary! Is it really been a year already?
No way.
Yeah,
wow, that is crazy. Well, no, that makes sense because it wasn't long after we started these streams that we finally beat him into signing up.
Yeah, I
That's
did.
true.
I joined Twitter. I joined Twitter when I turned 5,000 subs, and that was a year ago.
Sean Butler wants to know if Walter's stream is considered a project. No.
Well, of course it is. It is a project.
No, he's gunning for a bingo square is what he's doing.
Oh,
You're having issues. So if you have issues with a project, don't worry, Sean. He'll have issues soon.
Well, I want you to be able to see the benchy that I'm putting out, and with this blur, it's going to be difficult to see.
That's.
I mean,
true.
if I'm blurry to you at your house, and I'm blurry to Chris, then even y'all are going to be having a hard time seeing it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to make it any clearer. I mean, I've slowed everything down. My CPU is not being hurt at all.
Well, and I told you the other night that we could run a garden hose to your house and pull fiber at the same time.
Yeah, let me try this. Let me try another setting here real quick
before people not to run over it in the road.
I'm gonna sit here and we're gonna be burning Chris's filament up in his printer.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was not a bear. It was Walter.
Yeah, we could take Chris Lane. We could take photos and put them on Twitter.
Post images on Twitter and after done and let the people choose.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know how to make this any better.
Mike said take a photo and email it to the guys. Take a photo and email it to everybody in chat.
Everybody in chat. You betcha. What the heck is psycho-visual tuning?
I don't know.
I don't either. Let's try this one.
Can you no longer skip creating a Microsoft account? You used to be able to choose to just be local.
That's a little better, ain't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's not perfectly clear, but it's not. Oh, you're real laggy though.
Yeah, frame rate's real low.
Is it lagging?
Yeah.
Dang it. Dagnabbit. That's what I need to say.
Dagnabbit, right? There's a bingo square. Does everyone want Walter to have their email address? It's all with network disconnected. Thank you, Scott. I will try that. You didn't used to have to do that. You used to be able to just tell it to just use it local.
No, that looks really good, Walter. I don't know about the movement, but the movement's real choppy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hold on. Got one more.
But maybe it's flattening out.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
That's better, ain't it?
The update's still real slow.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, 3D Jimmy, it is really warm here today. And the humidity is really high. But yeah, I guess it's going to start getting pretty chilly here pretty fast.
Let's try this one. And I can't see it until it gets to YouTube. So
it almost acts like it's trying to catch up, but it can't.
Well, it should be better as far as smoothness now. Is that any better smoothness wise?
Yep, it is.
But it's all pixelated.
Right.
All right, well, let's try this. Let's see how this works. I go to.
We need to have a live stream before our streams just for stream tuning.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I
Because
said,
we can't.
nothing ever goes right.
It's not possible to have everybody.
Nothing changes from Sunday to Sunday in between, and yet stuff stops working.
I know. It does it to me too.
Well, and I've been streaming for the past 3 weeks or whatever with the same settings, and today they're crap, and they've been decent.
Yeah. Well, I was on Thursday, for a little bit. It looked fine.
Yeah, and I haven't changed my settings at all. So we'll do what we got right now.
It could be the amount of network congestion in your area too. You know, it's a Sunday, more people are on the phone and stuff.
You are correct. All right, Chris, I'm fixing to run my auto bed leveling now,
Okay.
and then I guess I'll be ready to print whenever you are.
Yep. Let me know. I'm ready.
Oh, I did find out, and that one of the problems I was having with my bottom is I commented out the mesh bed leveling and then didn't do it between prints.
Yeah.
So it was like, it wouldn't stick, and I was like, what the crap is going on?
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I'm ready. So I'm going to get it over to print from SD. I have my model selected. I'm going to change over to my main camera here so people can watch it while it prints. All right, Glenn, you going to count us down?
You guys both ready?
Yep.
All right. 99, 90. Oh, sorry. 3, 2, 1, go.
What the heck? Mine went to info screen. Oh, well.
Already complaining.
Yeah, there we go. It started.
Now, the all important, is it going to stick? It's sticking. So.
Well, mine didn't for the loop, but it looks like it's stuck now, so we're going to go with it. Oh, mine's looking like crap.
I'd feel better if that were on the overhead cam.
What's that?
The chat. They're trying to get it's bingo squares.
Maybe this will stick and I'll have a decent bottom.
Sean Butler, technically, yeah, it sure is.
Well, see, one thing I found with the MMU2 is sometimes this will unload and sometimes it won't.
Oh, after it's done?
After it's done, or you hit stop.
Huh.
It's just really weird. All right. Oh, you've got yours on your screen, not on your benchy.
Yeah, I was more interested in the time than the print, so I left it there. But we'll look at the print after.
What yours says 20 left, right?
Yeah, the G code that I run right now, the remainder says 21 when I start the print, but at the end it actually finishes like 19.
Well, there's my remainder.
Excellent.
18
So I guess
years?
What's that?
18 years?
Yeah, you bet. I guess I could back mine up so we could see it like Chris is here. Hopefully nobody's getting sick.
Well, now that we're running them during a live stream, mine will be like 34 minutes long or something.
Right. Yeah, no, I hear you.
Walter, your screen's so blurry people can't see it enough to get sick anyway. No,
oh, whatever. Can you read it?
Yeah.
Okay. And that 16 is the underscore after the 19. So this sliced out and said it was going to take 19 minutes and 16 seconds. The last one I printed was a 19_52, and it finished in like 21 minutes. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't remember what the slicer said that it was going to be, but I want to say it was like 20 minutes and a couple of seconds. But it actually it prints just under 20.
See, and I thought you were going off slice time. So when you got to, because I had one that was 20 minutes and 2 seconds on the slice time, and it was friggin' awesome, right? And I'm like, no, he said he's under 19 minutes or he's under 20 minutes, so I got to do that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. So Prusa enforces all of those speed limits to try to get that clock precise, so it can try to estimate. So now that I've messed all those up, the clock is probably way off. But.
Right. Well, see, and yours is at what, 0 or 8.40 Z height?
Yeah.
And it says 18 minutes remaining. Mine's at 6.28 and says 16 minutes remaining.
Right. Yeah. And we're doing different layer heights too. Mine's at 3.5.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: when you sliced it at 3.5, did you notice the time go up versus like, because when I sliced mine at 3 and then I sliced it at 3.8, 3.5 was not, I tried it and it was not, there was not a significant improvement over 3, but once you went to 3.8, it was like, gosh dog, it dropped 2 minutes off the slice time or whatever.
Yeah, from 3 to 5, I don't think that there was a ton of difference. I didn't try anything higher than that. One test that I was going to do that I didn't get done is I was going to run this one with a fan blowing on it full blast to see if I could cool it just a little bit faster. I never got around to testing that, but
from the side, like a little desktop fan or something.
Yeah. To see if I could just maximize how cold it was.
Yeah.
I'll just stick the whole printer in the refrigerator, see if I can print that way.
I got you. Yeah, I see how you kept the MK3 naming convention. I just ended up, that's my naming. That's it. That's the way. Here, these guys were talking about a bunch of benchies. There you go. I tested a few benchies.
Yeah, it's starting to look like my house.
Right. Now I'm going to step on one barefoot and hurt my foot and be mad at Chris Riley. But I did test quite a bit. Matter of fact, I got no soldering done on the wires for the Stargate this week because I was playing with benchies. I have to say, though, it's looking pretty good.
Astute Ronnie Julian, 3.8 is a magic number. 3.5 would not be.
Well, see, and one thing is, you're at 10. You're at 10 on the Z height. I'm at 8, and one of the reasons is you did an infill in yours, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. See, and mine does not. Mine gets up to a certain height, and that may be why I've only got 14 minutes remaining, because mine gets up to a certain height, and then there's no infill after that.
Right. Yeah, mine is. I believe mine is just. I don't remember because I tried a couple of different infill percentages. I don't remember if I went with 7 or 10%, but they were real close in time. Again, right. I was trying to balance. I got down in like the 17s or something, but I couldn't make anything look decent. So then I jumped back up a little bit, and I settled with 19 as the tipping point.
Right.
Sorry, guys, but my brother from another mother is in the chat, and I have to acknowledge him. Hello, James.
Hello,
2 weeks,
James.
brother, 2 weeks.
Let's talk about anxiety. You tell James 2 weeks, he probably has massive amounts of anxiety trying to get something done.
Doesn't matter as long as we end up in the same building at the same time, because it doesn't happen but a couple times a year.
Yep. Dry ice in front of the part fan. There you go.
Guys, give me a second. I'll be right back. Behave while I'm gone.
No. Good. We can talk about Chris, or Glenn. He can't hear us anymore. What was the most enlightening thing that you learned doing this, though, Chris?
Or
was it just rediscovering things that you had forgotten you knew before?
I probably, I mean, I think what surprised me the most is how much punishment the Prusa will put up with.
Right?
Because it's running it. If you go in and dig around at the ref settings of the drivers, they're really low to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
But so when we're talking, tipping the acceleration up and going speed, I really thought I would automatically see layer shift. Just trying to get around that hurdle. But it puts up with a lot more than I thought it would.
Well, and I don't know how clear it is on your screen, but if you look at my bow where I've got it right now, you can see the X jerk settings change where I changed the X jerk and the Y jerk.
Yeah.
Because that's not heat. That's it going so dang fast around the corner that it's not sticking.
Right. It can't. Yeah. And
So
I think that was the biggest thing, though, of like, I never really thought about thermal mass when it came to printing like this until now. So
right.
It wasn't so much the percentage of infill, it's where it put it by default. And with those mesh modifiers, you could kind of, mess around with that a bit.
Right.
But when you're going that fast and you see it lay down and then, well, there's something kind of inconsistent about this one area, and then you go through the slices line by line,
right.
Then you're like, oh, well, there's 2 walls of infill there, so it can't cool it fast enough. That's why it looks funny.
Right.
So that kind of thing. I mean, printing at this speed, it's, you worry about things a little more, I guess.
Well, and Hack Monkey asks right here, are you guys just playing with slicer settings or are you tweaking firmware also? Just slicer settings for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, so it depends what you would like to call firmware and slicer settings. But so in Prusa Slicer, you can actually tweak acceleration and feed rate, and which I have done. So I would call acceleration and feed rate a firmware setting.
Right.
So yeah, I'm doing both. But
now, I will tell you,
on the slicer,
my time is still ahead of yours, but we're staying neck and neck about being like 2 millimeters difference in the Z height.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wonder about that time prediction, because you'll see it when it gets close to the end, it'll jump like 3 numbers and then it's done.
Right.
Because I started my clock just a little bit after I hit the button, and I'm at 10 minutes 24 seconds.
Well, and you also have to you have to take into account that mine went back to the info screen when I hit go, because I think I fat fingered and rolled the thing. So I had to go back in and hit print and then go. But now I can't see your benchy, but I have to say, looking at the side of mine right now, it looks like a pretty good benchy.
Yeah, mine looks pretty nice, I have to say.
Yeah. Not proud of my bow.
Yeah, but in all fairness, there are certain filaments that really hide, your quality a bit. And Prusa Mint, some of the Prusa Mint colors are that way.
That's why you chose purple, because purple is better than red.
Purple will a lot of times it will kind of make your layer lines disappear if you get the right mix,
Yep.
But hopefully it will be more obvious. I can switch over to the red if it looks funny.
Well, and I tried, like you said, you tried several filaments, right?
Yeah.
And I did as well. And I tried name brand filaments. I tried crappy filaments. And then today I just said, okay, I'm going to open a whole brand new roll. I told you, I opened a whole brand new roll of the Jesse PLA from IC3D.
Mm-hmm.
But I could never get the temperature down low enough to make it print like, we were talking about the other day.
Right.
So that was why I went away from it. And I figured Prusa Mint would be about as good as I could get what I had. So
yeah, and we talked about this, but my original thought was, well, I want to go like something maybe even a little more natural, like what do they call it? They call it true PLA or something like that. But when they say true PLA, usually that means that it's lower temp.
Right.
So my initial thought was, well, I'm going to get the cheapest stuff that I can find, because probably it doesn't have a lot of the extra additives in it that makes it look good or makes it stronger or any of that. So I went to get the the $10 roll stuff and then printed it as low temp as I could go.
Right.
And it worked out okay. And then I tried some of the little higher grade stuff, and I kind of ran into the same issue that you were running into, is you just can't print it that cool.
Right.
So we'll see. And and a lot of filament too, if you can print it that cool, you'll never get it off the bed without breaking it.
Right. Hack Monkey said, but not replacing the firmware, you could reslice and all those changes are gone. Well, no, because you save them as a profile in the slicer.
Right.
So, I don't know how Chris did it, but I've got about 30 different profiles saved now that I have to get rid of because I was saving it every time I'd make a change.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that way I could go back and reproduce what I needed. So.
Right. And Scott's got a Mark III, so I'm sure he knows this, but when you've got Marlin selected on your printer setting in Prusa Slicer, it invokes all of the commands to adjust your Excel and your feed rate at the beginning of every G code. So if you dig around in there, it's going to set them on the fly for every print. So that's how we're keeping consistent.
Right.
AIO and Paramount, yeah. I just had a couple of extras on the spool. I don't even remember what brand they were. I think I got it from Monoprice years ago or something. I mean, it was a real low end thing. Filament Friday is pretty low temp, but looks decent when you print it. So, I mean, I have some of that as well. I don't know. I didn't try any on this, but.
And see, it's amazing. Yours says you're at 73% done. I'm at 67% done, but we both have the same time remaining.
Yeah. I figured it was going to be a little skewed.
Well, it has to be. I mean, really, truthfully, because the firmware is tweaked for their settings.
Yeah, it's guessing. I mean.
Yeah. So we'll see. Which you're going to be done before me. I mean, you're 2.5 millimeters above me in print height. But that could also account for me having to go back in, reselect my file, and hit print.
Right. There's a few little strings on there, but all in all, not bad. I do slow down for the bridge a bit. So
do you?
Yeah, just a little bit. I was trying to get it a little more uniform.
What do you have your slicer up right now so that you can look at your setting?
No, but I can have. As long as it doesn't crash.
We can talk about some of these now that we're printing.
Sure.
Because I don't know how much of a difference there's going to be in our benches.
There it is. Way too many profiles.
Yeah, that's what I told you. I got to one, and I just called all of them. The print, the filament, and the printer setting is Benchy contest. Do not use. Don't use this for anything else. just for this.
Yeah, so I'm running perimeters at 120, and then I slow down to 100 to bridge.
Well, see, and now you're quite a bit higher than me on the layer height. So it's like it's taking off and running away.
Yeah, when it gets down to this area where we're at right now, it's just like bang, it's done.
Yeah. So anyway, I think they're going to be within a minute of each other. So
yeah,
that's pretty good. But I'm on my print settings right now. Let's compare it. What are you laughing at?
Glenn, he said I should mute them and just talk over them.
Well, they were saying like they wanted to know what I was doing, and they said I looked bored. I said I'm just ignoring you two and your benchy talk.
All right, so but let's go over some settings, Chris.
All right,
I'm on my print set. Do you want to start with print settings or printer settings?
Print settings, fine.
Okay, so on my speeds, on my speed for print moves, let's go with layers and perimeters first.
Okay.
All right, I've got 0.38, 0.2, 2 perimeters, 3 top, 2 bottom. and the only thing I've got checked is ensure vertical shell thickness.
Okay. Yep. I'm at
So-
3.5. I'm at 3.5, 1 perimeter, 2 tops, 1 bottom, and the only thing I have checked is ensure shell thickness, and my seam is nearest.
Right. All right.
Yep.
So infill. You have infill. I do not.
Yeah, I have 7% at 45 degrees.
And see, I have 0, but I also have a modifier that infills up to a certain point.
Okay.
Skirt and brim, I've got 1, 2, 1.
Yeah, I have no skirt or brim.
Okay, so you do a squirt at the front or no?
Yep, I got a prime line at the beginning.
Okay, yeah, I took my prime line off because you were right. The skirt was not much faster or slower than the thing, but I did notice that if I did the prime line, my initial layer was a little better because I was squirting out more plastic in my prime line than I was in the loop.
Right.
All right, so now we're on to speeds.
You guys realize that you're giving away all your secrets to
So
people
what?
that are going to be at
Hey,
Earth.
you know what? If they use these at Earth, more power to them because this will get them in a sub 20-minute benchy range.
Although, if I was competing in this contest, I would not bring a Mark III.
No.
I would not either.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to bring my printer. So, but the cool thing is, though, Chris, if we got there and somebody had a Mark III that was not, we could have our SD cards and just go.
Yeah. Well, I would love to see like someone like, I don't know if Warcocky's going or not, but I would like to see someone like him show up with one that had linear rails on it or something. You know? That'd be hilarious. You know, the duet board.
All right, Chris, roll your camera up so we can actually see when it finishes.
Probably the quality is probably awful. Oh, it just finished.
Yeah, you finished. All right, see, I'm still on my roof, so.
Oh, you still got to do your stack.
That was 1956.
Okay.
And my clock says 19.
Mine says 1 minute. Like I said, going out and coming back in. So let's see what we get. I'm going to roll it down to the clock so you can see it.
I'm definitely going to let that cool off.
Yeah, that one layer on the bottom, you'll rip the D off if you don't.
Yes.
Or whatever it is. Yeah, isn't it a D? No, it's not a D. What is it?
It's the center of the D, yeah.
Center of C comes out, yeah. And what were you at? 19 what?
My phone said 1956. The LCD says 19, but it's almost 20 minutes.
All right. Well, wait. Let me see what mine says. Mine says 20 minutes.
We're real close.
So I would say we're within 30 seconds of each other.
I would think so, yeah.
Now, I can go ahead and pull mine off because I have 2 bottoms. And mine just comes off. So, yeah.
Brian Vines' comment is really funny to me. The roof is still printing.
All right, so we're still in. Hold on, let me go back to my green screen over here. Get this freaking thing out of my way so I can move my camera over here so we can look at these in a minute. Ooh.
Is that an old man grunt there, Walter?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sean Gould, I'm sure there'll be some Mark IIIs in there. That's part. If I was competing in something like this, that would not. I mean, that's my everyday. I can print anything bulletproof machine, right? But I wouldn't consider it the fastest thing out there.
No, because I think they I was going to say strove. Is that a word? They strived to make it as quiet as possible.
Right.
So, and by doing that, you're going to have to slow it down a little bit.
Yep. All right. Not my best work, but it ain't bad either.
I hear you. You got a tabletop on this?
Yeah, we'll get it on here.
All right, let me see if I can find something to set mine on that'll set it off. Hold on. I doubt it.
So I got a few strings there, and that's been the killer is the bow. It just can't at that speed with that amount of cooling. It just can't lay them down even enough. It does pan out as it goes up, but that's definitely the worst part of it right there. The rest of it looks really good.
What are you doing?
No, I don't. There we go.
Yeah.
So
All right, let me
spin it around.
let me get
sides.
let me get my camera done.
That's not bad for that time.
Not bad, and I didn't invest a ton of slicing time in this to try to figure it out, but this was as good as I think I could do in the within a week or whatever.
All right, so
what
Chris,
I'm looking at.
Wait, Glenn, leave it up. He's got to show the top and the bottom and all that.
Sorry.
Come on, man.
God, I'm new to this whole benchy contest thing.
This is the main thing that I'm going to look at on benchies is how good did you do on your floor and your roof. And the bottom is somewhat insignificant, but that's really what I'm going to look at. And then the bridge portion.
Yeah.
It's hard to bridge fast. So, well, I mean, there's two schools of thought on that actually, but I don't know. No, I would say it's okay for 19 minutes. So that's what
All right, I'm ready, Glenn.
No, you yelled at me, so we're going to spend the rest of the stream like this.
That sounds like a winner. All right, so here's my 19-minute benchy. Or the screen said 20 minutes. Your screen said what, Chris?
It said 19. But.
Okay, so I think though we're within probably 30 seconds of each other. But this is mine. And as you said, down at the bottom there, I've got some layers that are. Can you see that?
It's a little grainy, but yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, I can take some pictures, but the chip itself. Let me get to the top here. I don't know if you can see it as well as it looks.
Hey, Matt, didn't your mom ever tell you you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all?
Can you see that, Chris?
Yeah, I can kind of tell what's going on there. Yeah.
And then the bottom is pretty good. But that's mine. So, as you said, they're both within 30 seconds of each other, and they look like they're within 30 seconds of each other. So,
yeah. Like I said, I've seen faster ones that look a lot better than the one I tuned in, and I'm sure there's better machines for this job. But somewhat happy with it.
Well, and I think though, if knowing what I know now today, what I learned today with the filament I used today, I think I could go back and change more settings and play with it a little bit more and actually do better.
Yeah. I actually the Prusament doesn't actually look as good as some of the other filaments I tried.
Looks like an 8-bit Nintendo.
Yeah, but I can't see it. So I'm gonna take a picture and I'll send it to Chris. I'll take several pictures, or we only get like 2. So I'll take 4 pictures. Chris can take 4, and we can post them on Twitter.
There you go. The man Daniel Noray is here, and he says it's a good looking benchy. So
yeah, and I'm sorry you couldn't see mine as well as you should have been able to. I don't know what the deal is with the internet today.
Oh, but some of these comments are killing me. And by the way, hello, Daniel.
Whew. But a fun contest nonetheless.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So yeah, we'll put them out there.
I'll bring this one to Earth.
Let me see what this actually said here. My actual, what the slicer said this was 19 minutes and 16 seconds.
Gotcha.
So that's the way I time mine out, is I just write what the slicer says.
Yeah, let's. I'll slice one real quick and see what it says, because I really don't remember.
Yeah, I still don't know why my video goes in and out like it does. Like you said, maybe network congestion on the network, because it's not PC related. Not anymore.
Yeah, see the slicer on this one actually says 22 minutes. So
Really?
yeah,
I got
but again, I completely messed up all of the hardware settings in there. So
you.
Who knows what that estimate's actually like?
Looks like a Minecraft bench.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, good times.
Yeah,
there we go.
Martin said my video is much worse than normal, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's been pretty good lately. It's got to just be something going on in the area.
One thing is I haven't restarted my modem in a few days, so could be it. But that was fun though. I really enjoyed that. The learning about the slicer settings and figuring stuff out, because it's something I don't do very often.
Yeah, well, honestly, I don't spend a lot of time in slicer. There's guys that's what they do. I mean, the tuning the slicer, and it's I'm not going for super high quality. Actually, I mean, like a lot of these prints that are nice to look at, you want them to be top notch. I really don't do a lot of that stuff, so I don't tune much. So it was kind of fun to get in there and see what you could do.
Well, and you also said yourself that I forgot. I had a train of thought. You said it earlier. Crap. I don't know. I forgot. Got that CRS.
As far as slicer settings goes, like what's changed?
I can't remember. I really don't. I have no idea where I was going with my train of thought. It ran off the rails just as fast as it got on them.
But yeah, the Prusament, I don't know the difference between what resins is what, and what PLA they're using to make this filament or any of that. But the cheaper filament did respond much better to the lower temp than the Prusament did. This 19-minute that I had on the cheapest stuff that I could find probably looks a little better than Prusament. But it's hard to deny the focus color.
You said you started at what, 195 and went down to 190?
Yeah. Yep.
And see, I started on the Prusament. I started at 200 and went down to 195.
Yeah.
And that was as good as I could do it and make it look decent.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's cool. That's cool for that filament.
I'll tell y'all what, I'll be back in just a second.
All right.
The swamp must be filling up.
Guesses on what filament? Yeah. Well, I mean, the MakerBox is providing it, so it could be anything.
It could be anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been getting MakerBox now for almost 2 years, and the variety has been insane. Sounds like I got a fan failing.
Uh-oh.
That's all right. There's like 9 more in there. They're both machines are in server cases, so they've got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 fans in each case plus the CPU fan, and then whatever's on the video card.
Shenanigans is here. Hello, Sean. How are you?
Yeah, I miss my son. I don't ever get to talk to him anymore. I don't get love notes from him anymore.
Then you have to print the Benchy out of Ninja Flex. Absolutely. I've got a couple of Ninja Flex benchies. They don't look great.
I have not. I don't think I have ever printed anything out of a flexible filament.
Out of any type of flex?
Out of any type of flex.
Huh.
I have some. In fact, Polymaker sent me a roll of theirs a while back. And then I have all the stuff out of the samples. But I've never printed anything out of it. But I have to make a commitment to myself that when we get back from IRF, that I get back into all this. I got a month from when we get back from IRF. I got a month to be ready for Orlando Maker Fair, which is stressful. But I got to start printing more and readjusting my schedule.
Yeah.
Lately, it's all been about Zach and his baseball and practices and games, and there should be a square every time Glenn talks about his rack. I wasn't talking about the rack. I was talking about a fan going bad in my server, but my rack is pretty hot. All right, I'll add a rack square to the bingo game.
How high does the benchy bounce? There you go. So what machine would be the fastest? Well, in the hobby, if we're talking hobby, I'm going to start. My first inclination is to say Delta, but you're going to have some other issues with Delta other than speed. So then I thought, well, we're going to see a lot of rail cores this year at IRF. There'll be more than a handful. So if somebody shows up with a rail core that's tuned well, I think they could win it. But a Delta would, as far as speed goes, I don't know about quality of what you get out of that, but as far as speed goes, probably so. Oh, Walter's in the green room, he says.
Oh, I don't see him waving or smiling or anything. I know he can hear us. I'm not going to add you to the stream doing that, Walter.
Well, I figured that, but I don't know if that fixed anything or not. Not much.
It actually looks better.
I rebooted the modem, so
I think it's better.
Yeah, it does look better. I mean,
yeah,
that weird, whatever that repeated refresh is, but I want to see someone with an Ender 2 win. No, a Tronxy X1.
Now that would be impressive.
Anyway, I'm going to try to get some shots of my benchy back up again now that my stream is a little clearer.
Yep.
3D Jimmy said, just for a joke, make a custom printer with a nozzle diameter just bigger than the benchy. Have it drop to the bed. Have it drop to the bed and then drop the benchy and move straight up. Like a magic show.
Let me get my camera right first. All right, let me set the camera up.
Martin said, video's better. Walter's still ugly.
Yeah, well, I can't fix that.
He's from Iceland. I thought he was supposed to be nice.
No, that's Canadian people.
Oh, my bad.
Can't get my light to stay right. There we go. All right, so close that. Let's go to here. Can you see that better now?
That is better.
Yep.
That's not bad, Walter.
No, it looks good.
There's my overhang in the front. I do got one little string in the cabin there.
Yeah, but that bow is really, really decent.
Yeah.
From what we can see.
And like I said, I think that's from the XY jerk settings. And I did write the time on the 1916. That was the time that the slicer said, but we'll just say 20 minutes. I mean, I'll just say that. That's what the screen said. Yeah. And then the top of it, Chris, you wanted to see the top and the inside.
Yep.
There.
And then the holes there in the deck box.
Where?
In the deck box in the corner.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I can see them.
They're not holes though. It's just bubbled up.
In the corners of the box?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're talking about where the thin walls are. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at the floor going, no, there's not. But yeah, you're right. And I think that's from turning off the thin wall stuff. I don't know.
I was getting holes in the back right corner where the seam, where it puts a lot of the seam. I was getting some holes back there. And I'm not sure. I don't really remember what I did to fix it. Yeah.
Right. All right, Glenn, you can take me out of there. Off there we go. But that surprised with how
like that.
I was pleasantly surprised with how fast you could go and still get a decent benchy though. It really was.
Yeah, well, I mean that's impressive. Sub 20 minutes.
Yeah, and Chris, I'm going to bring mine to Earth. Just this one that we just printed on the stream, and we can have them on the table and people can look at them.
We should raffle them off.
What's that?
We should raffle them off for charity.
Oh, Matrix come in and said, I think you beat Chris on that one. I might have. I don't know.
You could have.
We will have them at Earth and thing. But that was the one you saw printed on the stream. So you know it wasn't one of those, oh, I had one printed. It was a nice one. And I've got the other one here that I printed at 1951. And the only difference is, Glenn, in the box, there's not quite as much gap in the box. Everything else looks exactly the same. That's ridiculous. So this one said 1916, this one said 1951,
So
and they look the same.
We've all been printing slow and putting up with it for all this time for no reason.
Right. What I'm talking about. But, well, the thing is, and yeah, it was billed as a contest between me and Chris, but we actually talked earlier in the week one time about different things we were doing or whatever, but we didn't match what we were doing. We were just saying, well, I tried this or I tried this, and it was, okay, I'll try some of that. Like the temperature thing, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
About cooling it off to make your layers look better.
Yeah, there was definitely some knowledge share there, but we definitely took different routes how to get there. So,
and that's where we need to get back to. We were on settings. You still got your settings up?
Yeah,
go ahead.
But I'm not sure that these are the ones that I used on that benchy. Now that I see this 22-minute.
I got
22-minute line. So I don't necessarily know that that's quite right. There was just a handful of things really though that I focused on. Of course, you have to turn off auto cooling. That's like
that's like for everybody out there, that's like a 6-minute difference.
Yeah.
Just turning off auto cooling and setting your fan to 100% after the first layer. It's like 6 minutes.
Yep. But so outside of that, I turned up feed rate a bit, acceleration a bit, and then all my speeds were like set to 120, except for infill was 300, and there was another one that I set to 250 or something, and then bridging was a little slower. But that's pretty much all they did. I didn't really tweak a ton of stuff. I turned retraction down a bit.
With all of these that you've printed now, with all these different tests that you guys have done, how is the layer adhesion?
Oh no, this benchy I just printed today is just as solid as any benchy I've ever printed.
Yeah, like no separation, not brittle at all.
No, I'm flexing on the smokestack, and it's not even trying to crack or anything.
So then the whole auto cooling thing could be turned off for a normal print.
Well, yes and no, because I think it does serve a purpose.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you get to thin walls and stuff like that, I think it makes an immense difference.
Yeah.
But in this competition, just going to 100% because you're speeding up so fast, your filament doesn't have time to cool anyway.
Right.
So you're just giving it every opportunity to cool as fast as possible by going to a full blast after the first layer.
Gotcha.
Right.
But the auto cooling, I can see where it definitely makes a difference.
In quality, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mine is brittle. I mean, I printed it at 190, and you can definitely tell just the feel of it. It feels brittle. rather than a full on benchy. But also there's very little infill in it. I wouldn't want to drop it or anything, but yeah, printing that low a temp, it's definitely a little different feeling.
Well, now I will tell you, I did 2 perimeter layers too, right? You did 1, right?
Right.
And I did 2 bottom layers. You did 1, 3 top layers, and you did 2.
Right. Yep.
So you actually have less plastic in yours than probably I do.
Right. Yep.
But mine, like I said, mine is just as solid as any benchy I have ever printed.
Well, now then, I'm curious, Walter, if you were to change your settings to match that of Chris, leave everything else the same, but go to the same amount of perimeters, tops, and bottoms.
Well, I can tell you right now, mine says 1916 on that slice. If I go to perimeters 1, tops 2, and bottom 1, and the reason I went away from those settings because I was printing at that, but I kept pulling the bottom off because I wasn't waiting for it to cool.
Oh.
All right, so if I go to that,
would put you guys closer to finishing at the same time.
Well, I think we would have finished closer at the same time too if I hadn't had to go back out and reselect my print.
I don't know if it was that close, but I mean, his was done and you hadn't even printed the smokestack yet, so it was.
Yeah, but it wasn't 30 or 40 seconds after that. I finished printing my smokestack.
Minutes. What are you talking about?
You're gonna get the finger again. It's gonna be live on your screen.
Better not.
But if I do what he did, if I put those settings in my slicer, it went from 19 minutes and 16 seconds down to 14 minutes and 39 seconds.
Yeah. And again, we took different routes at this. So you're actually putting more plastic in it, but you're also doing it at a touch higher of a layer height than I was doing. So we're getting to the same amount of time by taking different routes, that's the cool part. But advising someone that's getting ready to enter this contest at IRF, get by with whatever you can. It's just like we were talking about last week. I don't have to be the fastest. I just have to beat you, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, and the thing is, it's not just the fastest; it's the best under 30 minutes.
Right. Right.
Now you get some extra good feels for speed, but it still has to be a good benchy.
Right.
Like I said, here, let me I'll pop my camera back up. I'm not going to put any light or anything on it, but you want to see, I mean, you can run. Is this the right one? No, I don't think so. Hold on. Let me find it because it's in my box.
I think the person that is going to win this competition is somebody that comes in with a benchy around 20, 22 minutes that looks perfect.
Yeah.
That's going to be the person that wins.
Well, and Chris Gulata and 24/7 are both asking about nozzle size. But I think if you up your nozzle, yes, you'd lay more plastic down, but it's not going to be as fine, as precise, as pretty. So
right,
you're trading off either way. You want full screen, Walter?
Yeah, hold on one second. Let me get the camera right.
That's
all right, so here we go.
Get the camera right.
Now this benchy took me 6 minutes and like 47 seconds. But as you can see from the top to the bottom through the bow. Okay, it finished. It's not crunchy other than the places where the infill's not there. But it's the bow is crap all the way around the side. I mean, it's just crap. But yeah, you can print one on a Mark III in 6 minutes. So that's it, Glenn.
Okay, sorry, I had stepped away. I had to go to my other computer for a second. So
that's fine.
Stare at you.
So yeah, speed is definitely not going to be the winner of the competition. Now it could be, like you said, on a rail core.
Yep.
Right. If you get a rail core, and I mean tuned in, and the thing is, you're going to have to tune it at IRF.
Right.
Because you've moved it from your house or wherever you had it tuned at. So you're going to have to retune it completely at IRF. And then if you get it right, you could print a hell of a benchy with a rail core.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could come in with a tool changer.
True.
Yeah, I have full faith that you could on a tool changer, and there's going to be quite a few of those there. So we'll see.
Right. Well, but my question is though, the people that have tool changers, right? Are they going to be companies that have tool changers, or are they going to be individuals that have tool changers?
I think it's the first 100 people that got theirs. I think that's mainly who they're focused at, because I think they've released 100 in the wild right now.
And John Strand, you are correct. I do have a friggin' fleet of benchies over here that is probably going in the garbage.
How can you throw a perfectly good benchy away? Can't you
Well, that's why these are going in the garbage. They're not perfectly good benchies.
There we go.
Terrible sound.
Now I feel better.
Hey, Chris,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to start another one doing the exact same thing. I want you to get your phone out and time mine. I don't have my phone over here, so.
All right.
Let me get my printer ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Because I have to preheat. I wish they would let you put another preheat setting on here. Because you have to preheat and then go to temperatures and change the nozzle temperature. All right, so I got to wait for it to heat up, and then I can load the nozzle and all that good jazz.
Alrighty. Yeah.
Yeah, I can sell them on eBay as fish tank props. Yeah, I could, because these are holy. They'd probably sink.
I don't know, man. Too many benchies. I'm not even organized anymore. I don't even write on the bottom of them to say what they were.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Most of these I have no idea where they came from now. I used to, actually try to document it, but nah.
Yeah, can you read this?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, well, I'm just letting it heat up now, but I just wanted to make sure you could read it. And I'll let you know. But should be done in plenty of time because it's only 5:15. We still got 45 minutes. So.
Yeah.
24/7 Hinky said, Walter, you can sell them on eBay as fish tank props.
Yeah. Did you have your speakers muted? I just said that.
Oh, I wasn't listening to us reading.
Oh. Hey. Go ahead.
It says Tom and Joe both have a Hermes extruder. That's just not fair. I got to spend more time in fog at the factory.
John Strand said, send them out to your patrons. John Strand, send me your address. You can have every one of my test prints from this test. I will put them in a box and send them to you. All right, so let's go here. I'm going to turn on my camera so you can see what I'm doing. First thing is, let's go home. No, first thing is I need to load to nozzle. All right. I'm going to change over so I'm in the main camera's on it. Y'all rather see that than me anyway. I will tell you, I learned a lot about slicer settings. I know, Chris, you said that you'd seen some and you played with some you had, but I learned a lot. Things that I was like, why did that even make a difference?
Yeah.
Like the auto cooling.
Yep.
Why does turning the fan up and down change your print time?
Right.
All right, so there's that. Now let's go auto home.
Well, most of that stuff I've learned it because, actually trying to cause harm, trying to see how to make things more difficult. So I was like, what is saving me here from printing so fast? And then you start looking, I learned a lot trying to max out 8-bit boards. When is 32-bit advantageous? So
Right.
you get in there and try to figure out, well, how do I make this as fast as possible? Maybe my printer will explode.
All right, Chris, you ready?
I'm ready.
You count me down.
3, 2, 1, go.
See if it's sticking. It is sticking. Woo!
Throw them in my truck for winter traction? I could.
Winter storm track. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, wait. I can't copy that, John Strand. But you're in Lake City? Hell, it'd be cheaper for me to take them to you.
So he said, drop them off when you go to Gainesville next time.
I can do that. Did he say that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I can do that. Hold on. You'll have to remind me because I don't even know when the next time we're going to Gainesville is. Hell, you want to meet one day for lunch? We could do it and meet halfway.
Well, it was a fun exercise anyway, I have to say.
What's that?
So it was a fun exercise anyway, I have to say.
It was. I am not going to lie. It was. I really do. Do you remember what your time was? You said 19 what on yours?
My stopwatch said 1956.
Okay, 1956. All right, good deal. Make sure I got a benchy going. I do. Okay. So this should give us a closer test to see how close they actually were. And to see if it'll replicate.
Yeah.
I only printed half of one of those this morning because I told you I started over, so I only got half a benchy. I never let it finish.
Somebody was mentioning, do they get any time to filament tune? And I think that's going to be a lot of it as well. Because under these circumstances, depending on what filament they hand you, everybody's using the same one. You're going to have to either make an adjustment real quick on the fly, or something, because it's going to make a bit of difference.
What is that? Filament what?
Filament brand, whatever they manage to give you for this.
Oh, I didn't know they were giving you filament for that.
Yeah, all the filament is identical, and it's going to be supplied by MakerBox.
Okay. Well, I mean, really and truthfully, as long as it's standard PLA.
I don't think so. I think that
it'll be something like really crazy weird or.
Well, I think I can think of brands right now that if you handed me that, I would go, I'm probably not going to be able to print this brand like I would this other brand.
So you're basically going to have to slice it there, though.
Yeah, you're going to have to come ready to tweak and everything on the fly.
Okay.
And I guess the judges can request your G code if they need it. So.
Yeah, I did want to go through like the machine settings. I don't know what you changed on your machine settings, but I would like to talk to you about it if you still got yours up.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure exactly if that's the ones that I sliced this one on. The only thing I really changed in machine settings was feed rate. I took it to 300, and then Excel I'm running at 3000. Everything else I pretty much stayed the same.
See, and I've got all of mine are different. Mine's 500, 520, and 600 on the feed rates.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2000, 2000, 2000, 5000, 1500, and 1500 on the acceleration.
Yeah.
But I also changed my X and Y jerk to 15.
Yeah, and that's the jerk. In your case, the jerk setting is going to be the one that's impacted you the most.
Yeah. And then the filament settings, there wasn't a whole lot other than the cooling.
Yeah, cooling's about all that's in there.
Yeah, even in the advanced settings, there's not. I mean, you can look loading speed to the start, blah blah blah. I didn't do any of that. So.
Yep.
Now in my G code, for the custom G code on the machine, what all did you take out?
I took out. Let's see. The only thing I took out was the G28W and the G80.
Okay, see, so your prime line, but you're using a standard Mark III, right?
Right.
So your prime line was already just a single line.
Right.
See, so I had to take out the whole MMU prime line, and I took out the prime line altogether, but there were a couple other things, a TX, a TC. I also took out the heating times. Did you take those out? The wait for heating and all that?
You mean like wait for bed temp and all that stuff?
Yeah.
No, I left those, but I just set them manually.
But see, the one that impacted me the most in here, other than the prime line, that did help a lot. I took out the G28 and the G30, or G80, I think it is. G80.
Yeah.
And I took out all the stuff that had to do with telling it was an MMU2. But as I told you before the stream, I had to put all that back. Because I couldn't get stuff to stick. It wouldn't pull the filament because it was fighting the upper gear. The Bondtech was fighting the upper gear trying to pull filament through it.
Right.
Because without that line telling it it's an MMU2, it doesn't release that to let it free spin at the top. Oh, Dave Avery said nylon from open bags in Walter's shed. That would make a heck of a benchy.
You'd have a steam cloud. You couldn't see it.
Right? But so we definitely did some different things to get to where we are.
Yeah. And like I was telling you, I worked down. And I think that made a lot of difference than working, or I worked backwards instead of working. I worked from the most time to try to get it down in time.
Right.
And so I was trying not to alter everything. I was trying to just take the low hanging fruit and get it down. And then I went a little more aggressive trying to get it to a certain speed. But you actually went the opposite direction.
I did. I got it as fast as I could get it and then started trying to make it better.
Yeah. So that definitely had some impact on it.
And Tristan's right. I'm printing my bench at 225C. At these speeds, it really needs to be hot. That's true, but that bow is going to suffer unless your fan is just friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
Because if you're printing at that speed, that heat, it doesn't have time to cool, and it'll actually pull itself in as it cools when you're gone from it. Because if it doesn't stick and cool at the same time, it's just going to be flexible until it decides it wants to finish moving.
Yeah, and so cranking up the temperature like that, what you're trying to get around, you can actually visually see that. So
right.
So say you were running at 195 or whatever, and you were printing super fast. If you were being impacted by that temperature, causing you extrusion issues, the filament would come in so fast that you would see the temp drop. It actually can't heat it any faster. So you can actually visually see that, and that at 190, 195 at these speeds, we're pretty rock solid. But yeah. I have seen that on an occasion, and these are 40-watt heaters as well. That's important to mention. 30 is actually pretty common to see. But so that makes a bit of a difference. But yeah, Tristan, in certain scenarios, you're actually right.
Well, and as you told, as you said, and the reason I went with the Prusament instead of what I was using, I was having to print at 235C in order to get the filament to do what I needed it to do, right?
Yeah.
And I couldn't go much. I think I got it down to 220, and that was about as low as I could print that filament and make it stick to the bed or stick to itself or anything else.
Yep.
It wouldn't push it through the knuckle fast enough at what I was trying to do at lower speeds.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the big thing day of. What are they going to hand you? Because it's going to act a little different. And I hope everybody competing knows that filament. Have you printed with this before?
Right. And Glenn Matrix asked you a question.
I'm
Oh,
I'm, I'm typing a response right now.
oh, are you? And here's a interesting benchy. And I'm not going to show it off too much, but I may bring it to Earth as well. So one I showed you earlier, and they can't see it because I'm in a thumbnail down here. But this one printed really nicely, but I had the bridging settings set so fast that the roof didn't hold. So it pulled the roof off.
Yeah.
And was sitting there running around with the roof on it. And I'm lucky it didn't knock the benchy off the bed. The benchy turned out really good. It just took the whole roof out. It's a convertible benchy.
Yeah, compensating for stainless steel nozzle. That is that's also a great point. Yes, if you've got anything hardened, it's going to be a little trickier than a brass. One thing I haven't tried on any of this stuff yet is a copper nozzle. I haven't run across one of those yet.
Now I've seen those though.
Yeah, the E3D makes them. Oh, there's a couple of people that make them, but I haven't actually printed with one.
Okay.
They say that that's to concentrate heat. Copper's the way to go.
A real quick question: is my video holding pretty steady?
Seems to be.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm halfway done. What's the time on the clock there, Chris?
11:03.
Okay. So it's probably going to be about 20, 21 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see.
John Strand, these are the laptops that I ordered for the guys at work. Not the guys who work in the field, the office guys who occasionally go into the field. The guys in the field tear some stuff up. This is the first one that I ordered that has the SSD in it, but it just makes such a huge difference on boot time and stuff.
He said copper prints the same temps as brass.
Copper?
Yeah.
Yeah,
close.
Yeah, I mean the temp should be the same, but you should actually get more thermal conductivity from copper.
Should heat up faster.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any measurable way to do that, but yeah. Saying Dave's talking about tungsten carbide. Tungsten carbide is so unusual. I don't know anything about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like Vanadium, like the Slice Engineering is doing those. I don't know how those are made. The Mosquito Hodden is made out of a copper alloy. That whole block is, and that they did that for conductivity reasons. So I don't know. I mean, I'm no machinist or science-matician, but
Science-matician.
yeah.
I will tell you, Glenn, at the end of the stream, I'm going to have to run. My daughter's 26th birthday is tomorrow, and we got invited to a party at her house or at somebody else's house, but it's a surprise party for her. Luckily, she doesn't watch my live stream, so.
You say now she knows.
Yeah, right? But we're supposed to go over there and eat, and we need to leave here probably about 6:05. So I'll stay on to say bye to everybody, but then right after that, we normally hang out and talk. I'm going to have to cut out all but.
Ah, that's all right. I don't really like you guys anymore.
I know, right? I know.
You bore me with all your benchy talk.
We need to spend as much time online together for the next 2 weeks. So by the time we get to Earth, we'll actually just hate each other altogether. So, and we'll convey that to the community.
Chris, you got 5 days. You're gonna hate it bad enough.
Well, I'll hate it while I'm on the way home.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I'm gonna hate it right when I get there.
No, I don't want that. I want you to slowly start steaming as we're there.
That would be so funny if we got there and we just acted like we had no chemistry between us and then we hated each other. Like it's all just a show that we put on for the show. Yeah.
And see, Stephen the Lightspeed, that's what we tried to take out of our competition here, was we had everything printed, preheated, homed, bed leveled, everything. So when you hit go, it started laying plastic. It didn't do anything else. So that's, I don't know how they're going to do the competition.
Yeah.
Copper has a high thermal mass. It takes longer to heat up, but regulates much better. I can imagine that it holds the heat better once it gets there. And Ronnie Julian asked, would you get fewer clogs with copper? I don't know that you would get fewer clogs.
No. Well, and I don't know. I'd have to think about that a minute. As far as like Slice Engineering kind of tested, as far as copper goes, they've kind of put some testing scenarios with the Mosquito that you wouldn't have converting over to a copper nozzle on like a V6, because they have that stainless steel, that surgical steel tube that feeds it. If you try to go to a V6, you might introduce some interesting, like heat creep, or I mean, there might be a little bit more variable there. But again, that you're mixing different types of metal there. The brake is stainless. I mean, who knows?
Right.
That's a question for Sanjay.
I don't like asking Sanjay questions.
He makes you feel dumb.
Yes, he does.
No, I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying that he's like a jerk. That guy is so smart.
Yeah, it's like, okay, Sanjay, you can hush now. I'm dumb enough. I promise.
He come over, and I was there. I was looking at something at the booth or whatever, and he come over, and he's like, "You want the tour?" And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Do you want it with or without the pictures on my phone?"
Right.
I said, "All right, with pictures." And then there he goes. He's doing his thing. It's hilarious. I love it. But
well, and the thing is, when I went over for the interview about the tool changer, right?
Yeah.
I said, Sanjay, I need to do an interview about the tool changer. He goes, wait a minute. You don't like the explanations I give. I said, no, it's just you make me feel dumb. He said, talk to him. So I interviewed the other guy about the tool changer. And he gave me a much better high-level overview.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a much more understandable interview.
Oh, good. They have the different rungs of personnel that can help us out.
Oh, and Kit down here says my Prusa is having a nervous breakdown. It's all jittery, and that's because it's on a lac table.
The lac table is having a breakdown.
The lac table is. You should have seen this thing on the 6-minute benching, because in order to level the table, I had to kind of screw the leg out a little bit on one corner. So the screw is not flat against the table. That thing, I mean, it was rocking a good inch back and forth.
We've talked about that too. Like the shaking of whatever your printer is setting on, does that affect your print quality? And ultimately, at some time, it would. Like if you had 2 or 3 side by side, and they were, interrupting each other. I've always wanted to do some tests with that, though. Like, get a whole bunch of steel balls and put a piece of wood on it, like in a trap, and then put your printer on there. Could you counteract, that type of movement? It would be interesting. Because, like on the earthquake-proof buildings, they're setting on these giant ball bearings, basically.
Right.
But that would be really cool.
Underneath it.
Right.
But that's one structure moving, though. If you had 3 printers on that doing that, they would be fighting each other.
Yeah, but if they were all independent, if you could make that gap in between whatever they were contacting, where it kind of tried to self-right it.
Yeah,
that would be really cool. There's a new invention right there.
All right, I am on the roof, so not yet. Where we at?
Don't jump, man. Don't jump.
1856.
Okay, so it still says 2 minutes, so I'll be right at the 20-minute mark.
All right.
Should be, anyway. I don't know.
Put a grass skirt on that and get the crowd excited.
Right? I hear you. Yeah, I didn't think we were 2 minutes apart. But we could have been. We were talking, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the XYUX AV printer in the Duet booth. I don't know anything about that. I didn't
I
see
don't know that one.
I think Tom put out a video about it. I didn't watch the video.
Oh. Yeah, there you go. 2 printers facing forward, the other one facing backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we hit 20.
All right. It should be getting close. We'll see. It's almost done with the actual roof panel, and then it's just going around and around a circle. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Set. Come on, you can do it. Now.
20:44.
So not quite 2 minutes, a minute and a half.
Very nice.
And this one looks actually better than the last one. The bow actually does look. It looks a lot better than the last one, believe it or not. I mean, I got to show you this because this is crazy different. Not just a little bit different. Let me get my camera up, Glenn, and I'll. Because that's surprising how different that actually is. Let me turn my light on. All right. This is the one that I did the first time. Can you see it good enough to see the bow?
Yes.
All right. So this one is the one I did this time.
Huh. And what changed? What did you change?
Nothing. I printed the exact same G code. And if you look at the roof and the box, like you were talking about, the holes are pretty much the same. The roof looks pretty much the same, but the bow, this bow is, I mean, a lot better. A lot. And that's crazy.
That is really weird.
Huh. So, for those of you, you can take me off of there, Glenn. For those of you doing the Benchy contest, who knows? Your first one may be great, and your second one not win the competition.
Yeah.
I think I'll bring both of these because these both printed using the exact same G code. I'll bring them both so we can see them both.
That's the first question that I have. Are desk fans illegal in this competition?
I hear you. I tell you what I am going to do right now while we're talking about it. I am going to. Is there a way that I can go in and say delete all these profiles? Is there a list like in the Prusa folder or something?
There used to be. Well, if they're personal profiles, I believe there is. It's in your app data.
Okay. So let me go see here.
The stock ones, no, they're hidden now, I believe.
Right. No, I get that.
Well, it used to not be that way. Is dry ice illegal? Exactly. And Mitch was talking the air pump. You know, I don't have those on any of the machines, but a lot of Deltas run those. That might be the way to go. What do they call those? Bead air something?
Martin said it's app data roaming Prusa slicer printer.
Yeah, there. Hey, Mitch, how you doing? I was just talking about you. It'll actually shrink the layer when it kicks in. Nice. Now that's cold.
Well, now this is only showing like 3 of the 50 that I have. Oh, this is printers.
Yeah, it should be one for filament.
Filament. There's the filament. Okay, got that. and there's not one for print. Oh, there it is, print. Yeah, that's the one I need to get rid of. All of these. Let me close Prusa Slicer. Delete all of those. Delete all of these. All right, so now I've got my do not use one. Let's go to printer. I'm going to keep that, the rest of that. Go to filaments. I don't think I really, yeah, I've got this Vinci contest. Delete. All right, yes, I want to delete those too. So now they should be able to, and I should be able to go back, open this up, load the profile that I need after I load the project. That was one thing that I learned. Save it as a project. Because if you don't, then any settings you've made to the model, like modifiers and stuff, are gone, and you have to redo them.
Yep. That's a pretty handy feature. I like that.
I would agree. Let me see. This is the last one I had open. And see, this is, I didn't save my profile. And that's my fault. I did not save it.
You're still doing the MakerBox videos, aren't you, Glenn?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but this month.
Yeah, don't spoil it because I haven't opened this month. In fact, I haven't shot a video for last month either. So we're gonna end up shooting them both on the same day. But
I was pretty impressed. So
I don't get MakerBox.
It's all about the candy for you.
I was sitting there. I was sitting there on the couch looking at my phone. You know, looking at just kind of casually going through the. It just came, and I was eating the candy, and I was like, you know what? I should start reviewing the candy quality. And so I had to tweet that out.
The box is pretty good, but the candy's even better.
This filament tastes awful, but this candy.
All right, so something's not right. Oh, that's the wrong setting, dummy.
I saw that I don't know if it was in the newsletter or where I read it, but I guess they're all caught up on Prusament on every color. So you can now wait for like 3 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't tried it. I Jen asked if I had tried the Prusa filament. I have not. I have samples of it, but I haven't.
The only one that they're not caught up on is the one that I need, of course, and that's they're making Galaxy Black in ASA, and I need to roll with it.
Galaxy Black in ASA.
Yep.
I've got 2 rolls of Galaxy Black in here, but it's not ASA.
Yeah. I'm actually almost out of Prusament. I've been going through it. I like it. Well, the thing about Prusament is the consistency is so good. So if you use it on multicolor or multi-material or whatever, it just always works. So if I want to take a variable out of something, I just open Prusament up and it usually goes away.
Hey, Ken, how are you, buddy?
Go ahead, Walter.
Oh, no, I was just telling Ken hello. He said, hey.
Oh. No, that's okay. John Strand asked, high temp build going. It was going okay until I started melting the parts. That kind of put a crimp in things. But Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm getting some parts that should solve that. So then we will know once and for all, can I print high temp without blowing things up?
Yes, sir. He also asked a question. Where was that? It was up above, I think. Would these be faster in Cura or Slick 3R?
The benches themselves?
Yeah.
I mean, you could put the work in on either one. Some people are going to swear by one or the other. I have to say though that sometimes in Cura I will see better looking prints than ones that have been done in Prusa Slicer. Now that's not everyone, but I've seen side by side comparisons, and sometimes certain models I can't get as good in Prusa Slicer tuning it as I've seen some people be able to get in Cura. So that's kind of up to you. I think, I'll just put this statement out. I think Chuck could out-tune the slicer because he uses Cura. I think he could produce a better slicer setting than I could with Prusa Slicer.
But now you say that, and you're probably right. I think they expose more settings in Cura.
They very well could. I don't know Cura that well, honestly. I mean, I
don't either.
Yeah, I've used it over the years. I've downloaded the newer copies. I just don't use it very much. But I mean, there's a lot. I am not the best at tuning slicers, so some of the high end guys could probably outdo Cura, but I've seen some pretty good Cura profiles.
I've seen some good profiles, period.
Yeah.
And see, I learned a lot in this that will help me tune my profiles better if I want to do that. Like if I want to go in and say, okay, I want to make this print better, I learned settings in doing what I've done this week to help me do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was truly, truly helpful to me. Oh, you know what? We've only got one more Fun in the Country basement before Earth, right?
Yes, next week, and then we're at Earth.
Wow.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Well, for those of you that watch me on a regular basis, I've got Tuesday, Thursday, next Sunday, and then Tuesday, because Thursday I will not be here. I will be on my way to Maryland. Matter of fact, Chris Riley, wait, I think I get in before. Do I get in before you or an hour after you? I think I get in before you, don't I?
I think you do. I think you'll be there before me.
I think I get there before you and leave like 2 hours after you have to leave, or something, 3 hours. Something. Fun in the Country benchy.
Basically.
I'm going to bring it. And I'm also going to I may bring my 6-minute one too, because it's pretty cool. You can almost read the words from the top, through the bow. And through the, oh wow, I did not realize it, but you can look through the top of the cabin, through the floor of the cabin, through the bottom of the benchy.
Chances are that's not going to float.
No, it's not going to float. I think you guys need to do a video on exactly what the impact is from certain settings. I.e., what does acceleration do and what is the impact? There's actually a couple of good videos out there. I saw where, they actually do the lines of acceleration and the impact of what. Chris, did you do a video like that?
I've touched on that in a couple of videos, like for linear advance.
That was it. From linear, you did a linear advance one where you did the lines and showed the difference in the lines in linear advance, right?
Right. Tom has a pretty good acceleration video where he kind of goes over, what you would have to do to get to a certain speed, and then it's got a little age on it now, but it's still some good information.
Right.
He talks about resonance, like, at some certain time you're going to hit a certain speed that's going to show artifacting no matter what, just because of every machine is going to have that. But
correct.
I mean, we're talking fast, right?
Well, see, and that's basically what you were talking about by putting 2 printers or 3 printers on ball bearings, is the resonance of those printers canceling each other out.
Right.
Isn't that the boot stomp theory or whatever on a bridge?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was also using, though, in that video, it's got to be like from 14 or 15 or something. It's got some age on it. He was using a printer that had a Greg's weight on it. So it had a Greg's weight extruder, with the giant gear and all. It was quite the massive body. Not like we're using now.
3D Jimmy, who's going to break the 2-hour Stargate assembly? Here's the deal. If you soldered all your lights together, got everything ready, and sit down to assemble the Stargate, you could do it in 2 hours. If you do it on your table with nobody bothering you, not looking at a camera, not looking at a chat room, not looking at anything except that Stargate, in 2 hours you could assemble the Stargate. But guess what? It's made some heck of a good content on my channel. I've blown stuff up. I've smoked some things, not cigarettes or vape, smoked actual electronics. I've got y'all to sit there and bug me on every stinking phone in the country basement about when I'm going to do it. It has done exactly what I needed. It has provided hours and hours of fun. Oh, okay, Dave, he lost. But the thing is, that's the way projects go, right? You start on them, things get in the way. You get, life happens. I mean, look, Glenn still hadn't printed a good benchy on his Fun King, whatever he's calling it nowadays.
The FK1, and I've printed a beautiful benchy on that thing multiple times.
I don't believe you.
Just regular scale.
Oh. Okay, so he hasn't used it to its potential not once.
No, that is very true. I've printed in like this much of the bed.
And he started that like 5 years ago or something.
I don't know if it was quite that long ago, but it's been over a year. Well, in fact, it was the idea came to be a year ago, Murph. So
yeah, I remember seeing drawings last June at IRF.
The portfolio, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Martin asked, when will we see a full build plate size benchy? When you get somebody to sponsor the 30 pounds of filament it's going to take to print one?
Yeah. Well, and again, I now I'm going to be into a time crunch because I have to have it back up and running by Orlando Maker Fair, which is like a month out from when we get back from IRF. So crunch. But see, at the shows, I like to print small stuff anyway because I like to be able to pop it off and hand it out to people. The kids are,
and you also at least want it to be able to finish during the show.
Right. The kids are always excited when you pop something right off the heat bed and give it to them.
Because on that thing, in order to do a full plate size, you need to put like a 1.2 millimeter nozzle in that and run 3 millimeter filament through it.
Maybe.
Super volcano.
Well, I
am
guess
thinking about a volcano or a mosquito
Magnum. Later, Sergio.
Bye, Sergio.
How long does a benchy take on log? It's right at a Mark II. The quality isn't as good because it's a piece of wood. But hour 38, hour 40, somewhere in there.
They probably want to see it. They probably want to see log.
Well, and the thing is, though, Chris, you haven't taken your time to sit there and tune like you did on this benchy.
No, and that's a good point, and I mentioned this on a lot of the live streams, but I use the same exact profile for everything outside of a few minor changes, just so I can see consistency.
Right.
So, and that's why I have so many benchies, and this is how this whole benchy thing started, is because I was interested in hardware, not the end of the day awesome prints. I've always more been on the hardware side of things, electronic boards and things like that. So yeah, I just stick with the same profile for everything. I know roundabout how long it should take.
Right.
So yeah, slicer tuning is really not my deal.
I don't know if y'all noticed or not. Andrew S changed his name. It's T-Tech 3D Printing now, and he changed it the first time from Play Deaths. It was Play Deaths, then Andrew S, and now it's T-Tech 3D Printing. That one's pretty good.
I can't keep up with this.
I'll forget that it's you, Andrew. I promise.
Yeah, that'll take me a couple times, but I'll eventually get it. Absolutely. Concrete house 3D printing. First print would be a benchy.
Well, and I was talking with somebody the other day about this. They're testing those in the U.S. to get certified.
Oh yeah.
in the Carolinas somewhere, they're printing houses, or at least a house, or setting up to print a house, so that they can get, certified to do it in the United States. Because right now, that's why we don't. They're not certified.
No, there's no code. There's no building code for it. And I hate to say it, but it's going to take a long time.
Right.
It's going to take a long time.
So right now, I mean, those are stuck building quick houses for people like in the Bahamas that need something, or
That
something
don't have
of that
building code. Yeah.
Right. I think Kit's right.
Yeah. I've thought there's many things that I've thought of Benchyizing. I really want a Benchy monster truck.
A Benchy monster truck?
That could be done.
Well, you could start. Go ahead, Glenn.
I think that could be done fairly easily.
Yeah.
Well, you could start with the open source monster truck that Daniel Noré and them did, and just modify the Benchy to fit on it, couldn't you?
Yeah, I don't know if Daniel was involved in that. There is an open source one out there that looks pretty good that I think I could put a Benchy on that frame pretty easy. I don't know if that's his or not.
I think it's the same group, is what I'm saying. I don't know that he was involved in it, but it's that same open source group that did the F1.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought plans and files for a 3D printed Jeep Wrangler RC that I'm going to get around to starting one of these days. But I think
I finished the Stargate first.
I doubt it.
Me too. It's not going to be done before Earth, I don't think. I think I may be able to get it mounted and spin the Stargate, but I don't know that it'll be finished. But would they be faster than a good cement block laying crew?
No.
No.
I'll tell you that right now, because like the different videos and stuff that I've watched, they're always bragging like, oh, we 3D printed this house in 2 days. My crew will lay a house in less than a day.
Well, but the thing is, though, the expense of the labor and that is more than what it costs to run the 3D printer.
We don't know that yet, because the cost of the printer, the maintenance on the printer, long term, we don't know that yet.
Well, those guys had the small one at Murph, right?
Right.
And yeah, I mean, I can see that. The problem, like you said, though, is maintenance.
Right. I mean, because I think about it from an aspect of our grout pumps and stuff. When we got to pump grout or pump concrete to a second story on a commercial building, those pumps require quite a bit of maintenance. You're sending rock through a pump, so there's issues. There's stuff that you run into. So I don't know. I think my guys might be cheaper.
All right. Go ahead, Glenn. Go ahead.
But are we getting to a point like with 3D printing houses where you can go rent this thing and make your own house? I mean, or is that where we're going to go with concrete printing? Like you don't have to have a crew, you don't have to have experience.
I don't know. They're fairly large. And then do you have to slice it yourself, or does somebody slice it for you? Because that could cause problems.
Well, with the mini houses on Amazon, you just buy that file. Here you go.
Tell them what your soil conditions are, and then they slice it for you.
Well,
all right, guys. I got to get out of here.
The concrete comes out, towing the printer. I mean, you're all set, ready to
go. I'm with you though, Chris. Prime, buddy. Just do it.
Yep.
Buy it on Amazon. They deliver the plans that night. You start then.
Exactly.
Hit go.
All right, Walter. Go ahead and do your outro.
All right, guys. I'm Kuntry 3D, and you can find me everywhere at Kuntry 3D. Thank you for this, Chris. I want to say thank you for running this Benchy contest with me this week. I've learned a lot, and I do appreciate it. Glenn, sorry we hijacked your turn for the Fun in the Country basement to do our Benchy contest, but
it's all good. I got some work done. I officially got paid for this stream.
But other than that, I guess y'all ready to go, or y'all going to stay here for a little bit?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I got to eat.
Christopher.
Yep. I'm Chris. You know the drill. Most of you come back every week, and we really appreciate that. But I am on the YouTubes, and you can. I'll tweet some pictures of the benchy I did today. Chris Riley 3D. That's me. You can check them out. Yes, it was a lot of fun. The contest, Walter, it was a good time. Even earlier this week when we talked about how we get this done the best way, it's always good to kind of revisit some of that stuff every once in a while. You always learn something a little bit new. Yeah, 2 weeks, Earth. We got one more Fun in the Country Basement till then. I hope to see a whole lot of you there. And I'll let Glenn have it.
And I'm going to say it again this week because I say it every week. We thank each and every one of you guys for being here because without you, these streams would be senseless. I mean, I guess it would give us a chance to talk, but it's not the same without you guys interacting with us and feeding us content too. So it's much appreciated that you're here. If by some chance you're not already subscribed to the three of us, or at least one of the three of us, if you go to funcountrybasement.com, there is buttons down at the bottom that will allow you to subscribe to each of us very easily. I can always be found everywhere, FunKing3D, funking3d.com. My preferred method of contact is the Twitters. If you contact me on Facebook, I may or may not get back to you in a timely fashion. I think that's all I got for this week. You guys good?
Good.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.